Okay, everybody, in this lesson here, we are going to discuss comparison operands, the where clause, the and, or by, between, ascending, descending, not null, and is null. Okay, so we got a good bit to cover. Let's go to our document. Okay, the where clause filters data that are to be included in the result set. It's a filter. This condition usually equates to being true, false, or null. Okay? Now, when you combine the and or in the same expression, the and operator will assume precedence over the or. Okay, now, very important. When the and operator is used in the where clause, both conditions combined by the and operator must be evaluated as being true, or the record is not included in the results. With the or operator, only one of the conditions must be true. Okay, you'll see this in action in a minute and we'll go over it. Okay, and this is the order of logical operators. Well, not just logical, but other operators too. We got arithmetic. Well, operators are solved first. We've already discussed those, and we've discussed all of these. But what we're going to be concentrating on are your logical operators, and mainly your and your or. Okay? And then we're going to discuss parentheses here. Okay? Alright, so let's get to it. Let's go to developer. Okay, so first of all, we're going to run select all from employee where salary does not equal $12.50 and salary does not equal $29.75 and salary does not equal $3,000. All of these conditions have to be met. Every and. It's in a where clause, okay? And as you see, we get all the data. There are no 1250s here, no 3000s, no 2975s. Let's change one of these and run it again. Now, let's see. So you see, we get the same thing. And even though we change this to 295, and it's because this 295 does not even exist in the salary table like the 1250 and the 3000 and the 29, what was it, 50s something. Okay, I forgot. So, but all these conditions were true. Okay, now we're going to select from employee where employee number is 7839 or employee number equals 7782. Now only one of these conditions have to be met to be true. Only one for this to work. And as you see, we get both of them. Now, if we take away the 2 from here and we run it, you see, we get king. So it works. Well, now, if we put an and in here, and I should have left that. Let me just, yeah. And we try this. Remember, both of these conditions have to be true. We get nothing. We had or in here, and there was no problem. So, there you go. All right, now, so you got to you got to learn your rules, okay? Okay, now we're going to select employee name from employee where job equals clerk and department number equals 10 and salary is 1300. All of these have to be true, right? And it's Miller. Miller is the answer. Miller is 7934. Salary is 1300. Department number is 10. It's a clerk. Miller clerk. Okay. Worked out perfect. Okay. Now, here we're going to select all from employee where job equals president and employee number equals 7839 or employee number equals 7782. Okay. Let's see what we get here. Okay. Now, as you see, we got president and manager. And the reason for this is because we got our president evaluated, and then it said or 7839 or 7782. Who is 7782? Clark is a manager, and that's where we get the manager right there. So that works out fine and dandy. Okay? Now this next one, it works almost the same. And like I said, almost. See, first of all, we have our R's in parentheses, right? So this is going to take order of precedence. And is always evaluated first before R's, but we got parentheses. So, we're looking really for one of these numbers because whichever one, it has to, when you have and job equals president, it's got to be only one of these numbers. If you put and here, it would not work because this is a manager 7782. So it works almost the same, only differently, right? You understand? It's pretty simple. The and is just going to take one of these, whatever equals president. Okay? So it's really pretty simple. Okay? It can get confusing. Alright, now here we're going to select all from employee where job equals clerk and salary is less than or equal to 1,000 and job equals again clerk. Okay, we got two ands. Both of these conditions have to be true, right? Order in descending order. And as you notice, we got 800 and 950 for Sal, and we got clerks. We got two clerks. Okay? Where the salary is below 1,000. And well, I didn't do too good, did I? There's clerk, clerk, and here's our other clerk. Okay, right there, 800, 950. There we go. Okay. All right. So that's pretty simple. Now, moving on. This is not going to work. It's very tricky. In one way, it doesn't make sense. Okay? We want with job equals clerk and okay, salary is greater than 1,000 and job equals manager. Okay? It gets a little confusing. And you see, we do not get any data. Okay? Now, what if we change this to or? Or job equals manager. Well, we got some data. We got clerk. It says and salary is greater than or equal to 1,000. One of these conditions it's going to pick from, because when you have the and, it's going to pick one, not both of these, because this is saying or. It's not saying and. And was false, okay? See? Look at salary, and we'll look at clerk. You see 1,100, and you see 1,300. Right? Let me look back. Yeah. Greater than 1,000. Okay, now this works. It makes a little more sense, okay? The same is up here, except we got an or here. Let's run it. Only one of these conditions have to be met, and only the clerk or this whole condition has to be met. It's pretty cool how you can rewrite all this stuff, okay? So notice we got all 14. And clerk, there's all our clerks right there, right? We asked for clerk. And that's why we got a salary less than 1,000. That's why we got 800 and 950. Now all the rest we got because not only did we get a clerk, two clerks that were 800 and 950, because all we asked for was clerk. Any clerk. Didn't matter what the amount was. Here, it could be any for the rest of them. You see? So, it's really pretty simple. You have to do some brainstorming. Okay? Alright, now. Let's try another one, and we're going to try it this way. We'll select all from employee where job equals clerk or sal is greater than 1,000 and job equals manager. Okay, Now came out pretty cool too. So notice it says and manager. So we get manager. And we get clerk, where job equals clerk or salary is greater than or equal to 1,000. So we got our clerks of 950 and 800. Then we get the other two clerks that equal this. So it didn't matter right here about the clerks with the 800 and the 950 because we asked for where job equals clerk or. We didn't say and. We said or. So that gave us what we wanted. Okay, so what you have to do, you have to play around with your ands and your ors. You have to play around with your parentheses. You have to do a lot. You have to do a lot of practicing, okay? All right. So, that's all it is to it. Okay, in this lesson here, well, in this statement, I'm sorry, we're going to select all from employee where job is in one of these. We've done this before, basically using a constraint. So instead of saying equals, you cannot, if you use the equal sign, you could only use one name. With an and operator, you can use many. And you see we get 11. We get clerk, manager, and salesman. We get them all. And they're in ascending order. CMS. See? Okay. And here is the between operator. Between 750 and 950, we want to select all from employee, where Sal is between there. So, we get 800 and 950, your clerk. Just what we asked for, okay? Now, this is your not null and your is null. They come in handy. We're going to select all from employee where commission is not null, okay? Is not null. And you see we got 300, 500, 14, and we got a 0 on one. Remember, 0 is a value. It's not null. It's a value. See? 0, 300, 500, 1400. They get commissions. Now, this one says is null for commission. And as I said, if you had hundreds and hundreds of records and you want to find null values or someone who's not getting a commission, who's got an empty space and or something is wrong and there's a null value, this comes in handy. But anyway, here we have 10 that are null, okay? All right. Now, for the next one, let's go to a document. Okay, so this is what we have been going over. So it's important to understand. It is important to understand how the database evaluates multiple comparisons in the where clause. All the and comparisons from left to right are evaluated before the or comparisons left to right. And then, for example, we got select last name, department, salary from employee, where department equals finance or department equals sales, and salary is less than 100,000. As you read this query, it appears that you collect all the employees from the finance and sales department and then check the salary is less than, well, I think it says 1 million here. Okay. In this case, you would be wrong. The database will evaluate the and before the or. So the and first. What this query actually does is list employees in sales with salary less than 100,000 and all the employees in the finance department. So this is pretty much what we've been doing, okay, with the ands and ors. So remember this, don't forget it. This is how it works. Go over all of this, study it hard, keep pounding your head. Whatever you don't understand, hit me, okay? All right. Now we got to move on to the next lesson, all right? I appreciate it very much. Okay, bye-bye.